Okay, we have reached the end of another week. It is Friday. Fridays are awesome. We're going to have a great break coming up here. We got to get to a couple days next week. Here comes my last show probably of 2020. Got a good one. A lot of fun clips, a lot of movies today. So let's get after it. Kick off the 18th with National Twin Day. It's a day to celebrate all those siblings who've been together from the very start. Whether they're fraternal or they're identical, it doesn't matter. Their personalities may be different. They often know what the other is going to say before the words are spoken. There is that special connection between twins that the rest of us will never ever know. Distance is not an issue either. Twins manage to stay connected across the country or around the globe. Whether they're well known, like Barbara and Jenna Bush from the White House days, or even Fred and George Weasley, or if they're just people down the street, next door neighbors. We have always been intrigued by twins and their abilities to connect and get to know each other on a better level. So whether they share DNA or whether they don't even look alike, one thing is for sure, they do share National Twin Day. It's also National Underdog Day. Who doesn't love the story of a team or an individual that fights all the odds, isn't supposed to win, but turns it on, comes back, and wins? Victory is oh so sweet for those who aren't supposed to get it. Snatch victory from the jaws of defeat. A Cinderella story. National Underdog Day. We cheer for the guy, the little guy, all the time. But the one you've all been waiting for today, we know it is National Ugly Christmas Sweater Day. Look around, see who's got the ugliest Christmas sweater. Don't know why or how this one picked up steam, but people tend to go out and find the ugliest Christmas sweaters they can, wear them kind of as a joke, but it's kind of a cool thing. Whether you got Rudolph, you got the elves, you got Darth Vader on your Christmas sweater, or whoever it is, join in, celebrate National Ugly Christmas Sweater Day. I'm just sneak a little edumacation into the show. To start off with, in 1787, New Jersey became the third state to ratify the U.S. Constitution. Remember, New Jersey plan created the Senate. All right, New Jersey, third state to ratify the Constitution. 1799, our first president, our great Revolutionary War military leader, George Washington, he had passed away and his body was interred, basically buried, in Mount Vernon in Virginia. 1892. Dun 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 dun. Peter Tchaikovsky, his ballet, The Nutcracker Suite, premieres. Enjoy the quick performance. 1917 saw America ratify or pass the 18th Amendment to the Constitution, authorizing the prohibition of alcohol. More or less, they couldn't buy, sell, or make alcohol anymore in the United States of America. This caused a lot of problems. It opened the door to speakeasies. It opened the door to gangsters like Al Capone. All things we'll talk about. The 18th Amendment, prohibiting alcohol, 21st would repeal it later. Jumping ahead to 1961, all-time NBA great Wilt Chamberlain of the Philadelphia Warriors scored 78 points in the game against LA. he would go on to score 100 in another game later in the season. "1963 introduces to the Pink Panther, starring Peter Sellers and David Niven, with the theme song you hear in the background by Henry Mancini. Ask Mr. Rash about him. Inspector Clouseau traveled the world solving mysterious crimes with a lot of humor. Take a look."
Does your dog bite? Oh? Oh. Nice doggy. I thought you said your dog did not bite.
That is not my dog.
You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch. You really are a heel. You're as cuddly as a cactus. You're as charming as an eel, Mr. Grinch. You're a bad banana with a greasy black peel. You're a monster, Mr. Grinch. Your heart's an empty hole. Your brain is full of spiders. You've got garlic in your soul, Mr. Grinch. I wouldn't touch you with a 39.5-foot pole.
It's Christmas, a time for celebration, a time of goodwill to all men. All, that is, except one.
Those of us with means should make some slight provision for the poor and destitute.
Ebenezer Scrooge, a man whose contempt for others
Mr. Cratchit!
is matched only by his greed and lust for wealth.
Christmas comes but once a year, sir. Poor excuse. Picking a man's pocket every 25th of December.
But Scrooge is about to be taught a lesson he'll never forget.
You will be haunted by 3 spirits. I think I'd rather not.
Charles Dickens' immortal tale is brought to life as you've never seen it before.
I am the ghost of Christmas past. You will see yourself.
Ebenezer Scrooge! You are more worthless and less fit to live than millions like this poor man's child. I fear you more than any spectre I've seen. I will not be the man I must have been but for this visitation. Why show me this if I am past all hope?
Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol, with an all-star cast including Frank Finlay, David Warner, Susanna York, Edward Woodward, Nigel Davenport, Joanne Whalley, and George C. Scott as Ebenezer Scrooge. A Christmas Carol.
Merry Christmas to everybody, and a Happy New Year to the world!
Keeping up right with the movies here, 2009, James Cameron's Avatar, starring Sam Worthington, Zoe Saldana, and Sigourney Weaver, was released in the U.S., becoming the highest-grossing film of all time. I see blue.
I'm trying to understand this deep connection that people have to the forest. She talks about a network of energy that flows through all living things. She says all energy is only borrowed, and one day you have to give it back.
And in 2019, President Donald Trump became only the third sitting president to be impeached by the House of Representatives. Much like Andrew Johnson after the Civil War and Bill Clinton in the 90s, he was acquitted. The first birthday today is Archduke Franz Ferdinand. Now, you might know him from history. Before World War I, Franz Ferdinand was the next in line to become the heir of Austria-Hungary. He was assassinated in Serbia, tensions began to rise, and World War I kicked off. 1878, dictator of the Soviet Union, Joseph Stalin. We're not going to celebrate him, but another name in history to know. He was known for his time with the Iron Curtain. 1886, happy birthday to Ty Cobb. Played for the Detroit Tigers. He won the Triple Crown, and he was the 12-time American League batting champion, one of the greatest players of all time. 1943, remember the Rolling Stones. Keith Richards. Here you see him singing along with Mick Jagger. 1946, Steven Spielberg, director of many great movies, E.T., Close Encounters, Jaws. Take a look at all the movies that Spielberg is responsible for. Chances are, if you've seen movies, you've seen some of Spielberg's work. And the last birthday today, 2001, one you guys all know. She's not a bad guy. She is Billie Eilish. Happy birthday to Billie Eilish.
Duh.
Well, there it is. That's a wrap on the shows for 2020. You know the drill, everybody. Be kind. We're in that time of season right now. We've got a break coming up. Make sure you enjoy the break. Make sure you finish strong next week for that day and a half, whatever it is, activities you're going to do. But we will see you on the other side. We'll see you in 2021. And because it's my last show, I'm going to end with my good friend. You know him well. We'll see you, everybody.